finished a crochet project and thought, mine doesn't look like the pictures. What's going on? The secret may be blocking. Today I'm going to show you why blocking can be a game changer, how to do it properly, and what kind of different methods there are. Tips and tricks. Stick around and let's get started. Hey friends, I'm Diana and I am a crochet or craft cheerleader. Welcome to my channel. What exactly is blocking? Blocking is the process of shaping and setting your crochet piece using water, steam, or heat. It helps smooth out tension, inconsistencies, and enhances the overall look of your work. Some projects, like lace shawls or garments, need blocking to achieve their final shape. Whether you're working on blankets or shawls or granny squares, this is truly a game changer. So let's talk a little bit more about what blocking is and why it's important. The benefits of blocking are evens out stitches, improves drape and structure, prevents curling edges, enhances stitch definition. Now let's talk about the different methods of blocking. I want you to stay tuned because I'm also going to give you some tips for success when you're blocking your items. And there are different helpers, we would say, different block setters that you could use. I have one that I will demonstrate in a little bit. First one I want to talk about is wet blocking. This is best for like natural fibers like wool and cotton. So the first thing you want to do is soak the crochet piece in lukewarm water for about 15 to 20 minutes. Gently squeeze out excess water. Don't wring it because you don't want it to stretch. And then lay it flat on a blocking mat, pin to shape, and let it dry completely. You may be wondering, well, what's a blocking mat? I've got one. I'll show you. This is a blocking mat. I like it because it has all these different squares, so you could stretch it out to be like evenly spaced. And if you look real close, I don't know if you can see that, but mine has a bunch of little pinpricks because I've used this several times for different items that I have needed to block. This blocking board, as you can tell, it has other pieces that lock into it so that it can make it bigger. So if your project's a little bit bigger, you may want to get a couple sets of these. I believe I got these at the now sold Joann, but you can also get these at Amazon and different crafting stores. You can even get it at Walmart. So these are called blocking squares, and I will give you a link to these different items that I'm talking about. Another tool to help you block is a blocking board. This, you can put little metal pegs into it. So this works pretty good, but you want to make sure that your object, or in this case it will be a granny square, you don't want the granny square to be dripping wet because you don't want it to drop down to the wood. I believe this one is made out of bamboo, so, but still you don't want that to warp the wood. So make sure if you're going to get a, a block like this, to make sure that your items aren't too wet. One of the coolest things I like about this blocking block with the holes is that you can do multiple granny squares at a time. Of course, you want to space them so that the air can get in there. But this one is a 6x6 block, and so I just measured out 6x6 because you don't want to stretch and make your squares, misshapen and ruin the fibers in it. So you just set it up like that. So if I had a smaller one, I could do a smaller one. But I really like this block for the fact that you can do different sizes with it. Next one I want to talk about is called steam blocking, and this is best for acrylic and delicate fibers. So what you want to do is pin your project on your blocking board here. You pin it down and you want it to shape to what do you want it to be. So if you have a square, so I have a square that needs to be, look how sad that little guy is. He needs to be blocked. We'll take and shape it on the board and pin it down with the pin. Using a steam iron on low without it touching the fabric, that's really important. I like to use my steamer because I feel like I can really get a good handle on it. You can use the steam option on your iron. I can't use mine because it's old and children broke it. So what you really want to do is be careful not to touch the actual fabric. So you're just gonna go over the edges, and it's almost like magic when you go over it. You can see the fibers releasing, and you can see how it just flattens out and is smooth and looks like it's supposed to. I really like to use this for my tapestry crochet. I've done that in the past, and it helps so that the material isn't curling, which that's not the look you're going for, right? So it makes it flatten out super. And then after you're done steaming, you let it completely cool and completely dry, and then you can remove it and it looks awesome. Number 3 is spray blocking. And this is just for light shaping. So something that you just want to just slightly curl. So what you want to do is lay your projects flat and pin it on in place. Lightly mist it with water and let it dry. Blocking is simple, but there's a few mistakes that you want to avoid. Using too much heat on acrylic yarn. This can kill the fibers, making it limp. Overstretching your project, don't want to do that. This can distort your shape permanently. Not letting our project dry completely. I know we get super excited about what the end project's going to look like, but if you take it off too soon, it can make your piece actually shrink. Now that you know how to block, let's look at some before and after results. We have this super sad granny square that really needs some love, and I am going to demonstrate how you do it on a blocking board, the spongy kind. So here we are before, and I'm going to get you on my tripod so I can use both my hands to show you what you do when you steam block your blocks. So the first thing you will do is get out your pins. I just have regular pins. You can use T-pins. And I'm going to measure out so I don't overstretch it with my ruler. So I know that this is a 6x6, so I'm going to measure 6, let's see here, on the lines, which isn't quite a line. That's interesting. That one's an inch. So they're not quite an inch across. That's weird. Okay, so I am going to take, you don't have to be as precise as this, but it's nice to have it be as close as you can get to what you want it to be. Don't want to overstretch it. Okay. And go up here. Just trying to get ahead of myself. 6 by 6. Oh, hi. That is overstretching. Why is it doing that? Oh, hi. That is overstretching. Why is it doing that? And now I've got it on there. And now we're going to go and we're going to steam it. So I'll demonstrate how to steam it here in a second. Excuse the dog munching. It's breakfast time for her. So we are going to, so I decided because this kept curling, because this keeps curling a little bit, I'm going to go ahead and pin some more just to give it a little bit more shape. I'm going to go around it again. Sometimes squares are so kind of awkward that way. I like to do it. You don't have to do this, but I am going to do that. So my steamer is all ready. Mine is great because it locks. It has this little lock on it, so I don't have to hold it with my finger. So I'm just gonna hold it down and then lock it into place, and my steam is already coming out. So I am going to go, let me see if I can get this at the angle where you can see it. And see how the steam, I'm not gonna touch it with the steamer. I'm just gonna go up and down. Get as close to it without touching it. And you would do the same if you had an iron. Okay, I think that's probably good. And now we just let it sit kind of fuss with it a little bit. Take it off, it will, you know, go back just a little bit, but there you go. We're gonna let it sit for a couple hours because I'm gonna let it air dry. I live in Arizona, so it should dry quickly because we're dry here. And then I'll show you what that looks like, and it'll happen just like that. So my square is all dry now, and so I'm gonna just take the pins out. I usually put them, kind of poke them back in so that I don't lose them. Who wants to step on a pokey needle? Not me. And there we go. And there is the finished square. Pretty amazing. Here are my pro tips. Pro tip number 1. What you want to make sure that you use is rust-proof pins. You don't want staining on your yarn. That would be really frustrating. Pro tip number 2. Always test a small swatch of what you're making or what you've made before you steam block anything. Pro tip number 3 for faster drying, place your project in front of a fan or under a fan. And that's it. Blocking is such a simple step, but it makes a huge difference in your crochet projects. Have you tried blocking before? Let me know in the comments. If you found this video helpful, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe for more crochet tips and hit that notification bell so you won't miss any of my videos that come out. Happy crochet, and I'll see you next time.